Hello everyone and welcome to Computer System Servicing. Our session for today is on how to install Windows operating system on a personal computer, whether this is a desktop or a laptop. But before we continue, we need to have a review. So first question is, what is an operating system, or simply known as OS? And the other one is, name at least 3 operating systems. You can find the answer on your learning activity sheets, which is on page 1. So let us continue. Okay. So how to clean install Windows 8? So a Windows 8 clean install involves removing the existing operating system that is installed on the partition of your hard disk. So when you install Windows 8, meaning you are installing from scratch. So this is also called, sometimes referred to as, custom install. Okay, installing the operating system. Before you install, you need to undertake the process that a technician always do. So you have to be aware of the minimum requirements needed in order for you to install the operating system. Because when you follow the system's requirements, it means you are making your computer system efficient. Okay, what are the Windows 8 minimum system requirements? So here we have 4. So number 1 is the CPU speed or processor. So 1 gigahertz is the minimum CPU speed, but if you want it higher, the better. For the RAM or random access memory, 1 gigabytes of RAM for 32-bit operating system, or 2 gigabytes of RAM for 64-bit operating system. Okay? For video card, you must have a DirectX 9 graphics and a higher driver. And for the hard disk, you must have a free disk space of 16 gigabytes for 32-bit or 20 gigabytes for 64-bit. Now, before you install, you must plan your Windows 8 clean install. Okay? So the most important thing for you to remember is that everything that is saved in your hard drive, all the information will be erased. So what are you going to do? You have to back up. You have to back up your files, save it in a flash drive, or better, if you have an external hard disk drive. So let's start the Windows 8 clean install. Okay, first, you must set your computer to boot from the Windows 8 installation media. Okay, so in order for you to do that, you must turn on the computer and press delete or F2, depending on the computer's motherboard. Okay, so upon pressing delete or F2, you are going to enter the BIOS in order for you to change the boot menu, whether it is a CD-ROM drive, DVD for instance, or removable devices, which is the flash drive. Okay, so the system BIOS is called Basic Input Output System. Okay, so here you can see on the image that the BIOS is already on the boot tab. Okay, so you can see there the CD-ROM drive and the removable device. So if you are using a installation media in a CD-ROM or a DVD, you're going to choose CD-ROM drive. If you're using a flash drive, you're going to choose removable devices. Okay, now upon selecting, you have to press F10 in order for you to save the configuration. Okay, so here we have then an image that when you press F10, a dialog box will appear asking you to save configuration changes and exit now. So you're going to click on OK. And you're now going to insert your DVD, if you're using a DVD disc or a flash drive. Okay? And when you see this message, you're going to press any key in order for you to drive the boot into the media that you are going to use. So here I'm going to show you how to clean install Windows 8. Okay, upon booting, you can see here that the message press any key to boot from CD or DVD. Okay, so what are you going to do? You're going to press any key on your keyboard. Okay, so upon pressing any key, the Windows logo will appear and the system will boot into the installation media. Okay, now we have here the Windows setup for Windows 8. Okay, so here you're going to choose the language that you're going to install, which is English United States. Okay, for the time and currency format, you're going to choose Filipino or Philippines in order for you to have the peso sign. And for the keyboard, which is 101 or US keyboard, you're going to no need to change that. All you have to do is click next and then click install now. Okay, now setup is starting. So this will just take a few seconds and the Microsoft Software License Agreement will appear. Okay, this is for Windows 8 Pro 8.1. Okay, so you have to read the license agreement or the license terms. You have to browse down in order for you to read everything. And after reading, you have to put a check mark on the I accept the license terms. Okay, and after putting a check mark on that, you're going to click on next. Okay, on this part, since we are performing a clean install, we're going to choose selection number 2, which is the advanced. Now on this part of the setup, you have to delete, since we are performing a clean install, we have to delete all the partition. Okay, so first thing is to select partition number 2, okay, and then click on delete. Okay, then you have to confirm, click OK in order to delete the partition, and then go to partition number 2, click OK again, and for partition number 1. Okay, as you can see here, there's only one partition, which is an unallocated drive, and it has a capacity of 40 gigabytes. So you have to click new to create a new partition. Here I'm going to type 35,000 megabytes, which is equivalent to 35 gigabytes. Okay, lower than the 40 gigabytes, which is the capacity of our hard disk. Okay, so after that, I'm going to click on apply and confirm the partition. So as you can see, there are now two partitions. Partition 1 is for the system reserve, meaning when you have power failure, your computer you can restore your computer to its original state. Okay, now we're going to go down, select unallocated space, okay, and then click again new to create the partition. Okay, so as you can see here, the unallocated space has 5.8 gigabytes, so we don't change anything, just click on apply. Okay, so partition 3, we have to format it. Okay, and also partition 2 in order for it to be compatible. Now, as you can see, when I choose partition 3, it says there Windows cannot install here. Why? Because the partition is too small for Windows to be installed. So we're going to select partition number 2, which is 35 gig. Then click next, and the installation media will be copied into the hard disk. So we'll just have to wait until it reaches 100%. So you have nothing to do here but to watch. Okay, so we have that 3%. So we have to wait until it reaches 100%. And if everything when finished will have a green check. Okay. So 74%. 75%, 87%. As you can see, we're almost done. %, and 100. As you can see, it is being checked with a green check mark. After this, you will see a message, restart the computer within 10 seconds, or you can just click the restart now. Remove the installation media. Okay, now the computer will boot into the copied files in the hard disk of the computer. Okay, we'll just wait until everything is loaded. Okay, so as you can see, a message getting devices ready. All the parts of the computer is being ready by the software, by Windows 8. Okay, whether this is a LAN card or a communication devices, video card, USB port, everything is being ready by the system. And now we can personalize the computer. So we can choose any color that we want, preferably black, orange, light green, and so on and so forth. It is up to you, whatever color you want. Okay, after choosing the right color for you, you can type the brand name of your computer, whether Dell, Compaq, Asus, Acer, whatever brand you have. Okay, so let's try Asus, and then just click next. Okay, for the settings, we can customize the settings, or we can choose Express settings, which is the default for Windows 8. Okay, then we can now set up the account that we're going to use. On my part, since I have a Microsoft account, I can type my email, okay, and then the password. But what if you don't have an account? So what are you going to do? You're going to create a new account, okay, and then you're going to type the information that is needed in creating a Microsoft account. Okay, so the first name, the last name, email address. You can also create a password. But what if you don't have an internet connection? So you are going to sign in without a Microsoft account. So you're just going to type in the username, for example, Angela, okay? Then you can put a password, even a password hint, in order for you to have a clue when you forget your password. But in this case, we're not going to put any password, so we're just going to click finish, and the setup is now being finalized. So it is now setting things like the different apps needed. That is a package in Windows 8. All of those will be installed. Okay, so all we have to do is wait for a few minutes. Okay, now we're going to start. It says there, let's start. So Windows 8 is now going to boot. Okay, so as you can see there, the username that we type, Angela. Okay, now we're going to click on the desktop so that we can see the desktop. Okay, so this is the desktop. Let's look at the folder. Okay, so you have there the local disk C, wherein the system files are installed. Okay, and then the other one, which is the local disk D, which is the 5 gigabytes. So you can save files there. Okay, and of course the CD drive. Okay, now if we want to go back to the original view, wherein the apps icons can be seen, we just click the Windows logo, and if we want to shut down, we click on settings, power, and then shut down. Okay, if you have any questions or query or clarifications regarding this session or lesson, you just have to send me your queries through our GC. Okay, so, and you can also view this video, replay it, in order for you to understand it clearly. Now for our assessing learning, I'm going to give you questions. Number 1, when do we perform a clean installation of an OS? So I'm going to require you 3 answers. Okay, and for the next question, you're going to put a check mark on the space before its number. Okay, so there are 5. And for the last one, number 3, you're going to give me your reflection. So you're going to complete the statement. Okay, so you're just going to take pictures, write your answers on a whole sheet of paper, send your answers through private messenger, email, or through delivery by your parents to school. Yeah, so that's it. Enjoy your lesson and keep safe, everyone.